The morning show's over, but they're still talking.
Which, by the way, that part's not going on the radio. That's just between you and me and Liz. So,
Okay, that works.
It's Liz and Scotty's Poddy.
hello there, and thank you so much for checking out Liz and Scotty's Poddy. You'll have to excuse Liz and I. She and I are going through a bit of a relationship rough patch because we're trying to decide what color to paint the studio. And we're looking at two different shades of white, and we just cannot agree. Mm-hmm. Not the case. We had a bit of a discussion. Number one, who knew how many shades of white there were? We saw a story talking about all the different shades of white, and one story said 200 different shades. All the way, there was another one with 900, and another one with 150,000 different shades of white. Why would be my first question.
I'm amazed that our eyeballs can tell the difference between all of those too.
Exactly. And for us, that kind of led to the question, how many people have argued over which shade of white paint to put on the wall? And it's one of those, I mentioned it to Liz off the air the other day, and she just started nodding her head, and I'm like, you? And you said, yeah, you and Will had that very discussion, apparently.
After we bought our house, we wanted to paint our walls, and we chose white. But, as you just said, there's lots of options when it comes to white. So we bought lots of samples, painted little sample spots on our walls, and Will wound up liking a color that I wasn't too fond of. So we had to discuss. And
had to work it out.
I eventually won.
Well, and we brought that up on the air, and we were getting great calls and comments. People, whether it's white or a different color, it just seems like home improvement is one of those areas that is rich with good stories about conflict in relationships, which sometimes makes for some fun radio. I even took it as far to say, because Liz rolled her eyes at me, and I get it. Because I was like, who cares? That's me. Especially, I don't care if you want to do it green or you want to do it blue or white. I think even then I'm like, I don't care. Put the color on the wall. But especially this white or that white, I just cannot imagine me getting very excited about what color that should be.
Yeah.
And that's why you rolled your eyes at me, because that would make you more mad than me picking the wrong color.
Yes, I want you
not caring what color is picked.
I want you to have an opinion.
Right.
And you need to have an opinion. Now, granted, if it's the opinion that I don't necessarily agree with, then we can, go back and forth then and there before the paint goes on the wall. Because what I get really annoyed with is if you say, I don't care, then we paint it the color that I want, and then you come back with, well, I don't really like that
color. And then
color.
I complain about it.
Exactly.
I completely 100% think you are owed that. You can be annoyed with that. If you're not going to care, you have to not care.
Exactly.
Right?
Don't add any remarks after the fact.
Right. And at some point during this discussion, too, I came up with the idea that I would make a wonderful relationship counselor, which Liz, absolutely, this exact reaction she's having right now. You think just because I'm not in a relationship and haven't been in a relationship that I couldn't be a good guide for others who are in relationships?
Not necessarily. I think therapists don't have to be in a relationship to be good at their job. I, however, think that you who like your singleness and like living alone and who roll your eyes at every little piece of information of a relationship strife between Will and I or with Josh or Eric, that is where I wonder if you would make a good relationship counselor.
Okay. Well, I'm going to start looking online to see how much it costs to take those courses. Can't be that difficult, can it?
I don't know.
If you can go online and get a certificate to marry people, I think you ought to be able to go online and get a certificate to give them advice, too, for their relationships.
You let me know how that goes, and I wish the best of luck to whoever your first couple is.
So another thing we came across this week was just a tweet from some random guy that we threw on the air. We thought, this looks like one of those things that people might react to. And boy, did they ever react to it, right?
It was just a simple tweet talking about what is that one thing that you still have stuck in your mind from years past. And we got everything under the sun.
Something that you might have memorized 100 years ago, and for some reason it sticks with you. And man, oh man, did the phones light up, as did the text machine and everything else. So much so that we there was so much great content that we couldn't even get it all on the radio. So that was one of the reasons we thought, well, let's do this potty. You're going to hear some stuff that was on the radio. You're going to hear a bunch of stuff here that was not on the radio as well. And it went something like this.
It's Liz and Scotty in the morning.
All right, stealing something from Twitter this morning that I think could be fun. What's the most useless thing that you still have memorized? I saw this the other day, and I said, it just feels like this was one of those things that's wide open. We're not constrained really here. The first thing that came to my mind was phone numbers, because I can remember all my buddies' phone numbers from when I was a kid. I was 334-1045. Kevin was 334-3344. Greg was 334-4076. Brad was 334-2934. Hey, that was the first thing that popped in my mind. But it could be, some little thing that your teachers taught you to help you remember something about flowers or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. We've already heard from somebody who remembers their ex-social security number or something.
Oh my
like
God.
that.
Yeah, that was hysterical. Hope really impressed me earlier this morning when you briefly mentioned it. She said, I still remember the quadratic formula, like in math class. Yeah, because apparently her teacher taught a song to go with it, and it's still stuck in her head.
What's her name?
Hope.
Hope, if you care to call and sing that song for us, we would love to
I know.
have you do that this morning. But that's the sort of thing we're thinking about. We'd love to hear from you. Call or text 800-455-5257.
Hi, good morning, guys. What I remember from back in my childhood is the McDonald's commercial that goes, to all beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun.
Me and about, I'm guessing, 138 other people were saying that right along with you.
Oh, well, geez.
What's your first name?
Nina.
Nina, thank you. Have a great day.
All right, bye-bye.
Good morning, Clear 99.
It's Hope. Do you want to hear the song?
Yes, we do.
My math teacher taught us it. It goes along with Pop Goes the Weasel. Negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a.
Very nice.
I mean,
That's it.
Now, the question, do those words and letters mean anything to you today? Can you still do the equations?
Yeah, like if I had a math problem, I could probably just put in the numbers where the letters go, because that's all it is. And then you try to find x. So x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac, and that's all over 2a, if I remember right.
You know what? There has been more math in the last 20 seconds than in the last 20 years on this morning show. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Hey, you want a Liz and Scotty coffee cup?
yeah.
We would love that.
Oh, okay, good. The least we could do since you helped us out this morning. Hang on just a second, okay?
Okay.
So when I was a kid back in the late 70s, early 80s, I collected baseball cards. So when I'd get the cards, I would separate them by teams in alphabetical order. So I memorized the alphabetical order of all the baseball teams in the 80s.
Oh my gosh.
Can you still do it?
I can do it.
Let's hear it.
Okay, here you go. Angels, A's, Astros, Blue Jays, Braves, Brewers, Cardinals, Cubs, Dodgers, Expos, Giants, Indians, Mariners, Mets, Orioles, Padres, Phillies, Pirates, Rangers, Red Sox, Royals, Tigers, Twins, White Sox, and Yankees.
Man, that's good stuff right there.
I am so impressed.
Needless to say, I spent a lot of time with my baseball cards back then.
The Oscar Mayer baloney song. My sister never could think of a kid's song, so she always sang that to us as kids.
Well, you have to sing it for us now. Let's hear it.
My baloney has a first name, it's O-S-C-A-R. My baloney has a second name, it's M-A-Y-E-R. Oh, I love to eat it every day, and if you ask me why, I'll say, 'cause Oscar Mayer has a way with B-O-L-O-G-N-A.
Woo!
So good.
Amazing.
So good.
That goes out to Janice Sally.
Okay. Is that your sister?
Yes.
Hi. So from when I was 10, I've memorized my library card for the public library, and I haven't needed that number in over 20 years.
And you still have it?
I still remember it. I have it memorized. I don't even have the card anymore.
Okay, so if you give us your library card number, that doesn't mean that you'll get identity theft, will it?
I doubt it, but I can definitely number it off to you guys, and whether you want to send it on through or not, that's up to you.
Well, yeah, do it just to prove that you can do it.
212-690-0646-3166.
My gosh.
Wow. That's like memorizing pi. That's impressive.
It kind of is. And so, I think, the first 8 numbers they still use at the Columbia Library.
That's fine.
But that tells you how old it is.
That's great. What's your first name?
Katie.
Katie, thank you so much. We appreciate you sharing that.
Thank you. You guys have a good day.
Hi. So my Algebra 2 teacher, Mrs. Rose, she's the very best, but we had to learn the quadratic equation. And so there's a little song. Would you like to hear?
Sure, yes.
Okay. X equals negative B plus or minus radical B squared minus 4AC all over 2A.
So good.
I mean, amazing.
What's your first name?
My name is Pam.
Pam, I'll tell you, here's the funny thing. We had another caller. I think it was the same formula, but it was a different song.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
I mean, now I feel cheated out of not learning a song for the quadratic formula.
I know, and I mean, she would probably be really sad that I have not used it for anything, but proud that I remembered it.
Yeah, I wish I'd learned that song too. My entire life track might have been different if I'd have been a little bit better at math.
Right.
That's
Hey,
funny.
kids, say hello.
Hi, this is Scotty.
Hi, guys.
Morning.
Morning.
Where you guys headed?
Tell them where you're going.
St. Peter's Catholic Church.
Cool.
Well, we hope you guys have a great day at school.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
See you. Bye.
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 How about Big Mac Filet Fish, Quarter Pounder French Fry, Icy Coke, Thick Shake Sundae, and Apple Pie?
Whoa.
Another McDonald's classic.
Yeah. From the 80s.
Yeah, that's great. What's your name?
Richard.
Richard, thanks, man. We appreciate it.
Yep.
Hey, I'm just talking about old stuff you remember. I grew up in Columbia, and it didn't matter where kids lived. Wherever they lived was the first 3 digits of their phone number. So all we had to remember was the last part, and if we knew where they lived. So a lot of people on the west side was 445, and other people were 474, 443s, and you just had to know where they lived. So really, we only had to remember 4 numbers. I remember every kid I grew up with phone number. I remember our pool phone number because we went to the pool all the time, and then we had to call time and temperature all the time to figure out what, the weather was like if we were going to the pool that day.
Yeah.
So just random stuff that no one cares about, no one remembers. No one even knows what time and temp is anymore.
We had the time and temp discussion one time. It's been a year or so ago because somebody was talking about, there actually used to be a phone number you would call?
Yeah.
And people were like, are you kidding? So we called it one morning. It's still there, too.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I don't even know my own kids' phone numbers now,
Right.
but I remember all of that nonsense stuff. Well, thanks for bringing it up.
Well, thanks for calling. We appreciate your help.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, so I actually remember my teacher's Social Security number.
Your teachers?
Yes.
Why in the world would you have your teacher's Social Security number?
We were doing some sort of business class, and she was teaching us about Social Security numbers, and she said hers. Now, I don't know if maybe she made up a fake one, but unfortunately, to this day, when I'm asked for my Social Security number, hers is the first one that pops into my head.
That is so good.
She probably threw it out there thinking nobody's going to remember this.
Possibly, and for some reason, it just got stuck in my head, and now I can't get it out.
That's great. Well, thank you so much for sharing it. We appreciate it.
Yes, you are welcome. Thank you.
Bye.
Anyway, that's just a great example how you people are the ones that make this wheel turn. When you get involved, it just is so much more fun and so much more interesting for us and for everybody else. So anytime that you guys connect with us, whether it's on the phone or on social media or by text message or just listening to these silly little podcasts, we really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for finding us first and foremost. If you just so happen to stumble upon this and you want to find more, just search for Clear 99 On Demand wherever you get your podcasts. We're on Google, Spotify, as well as Apple. We also have a nice little section on our Clear 99 app where you can find our podcast or at clear99.com.
Plus, we always like to throw out, too, you can listen to the radio.
That too.
Weekday mornings from 5:30 until 10 on today's best country, Clear 99.
Liz and Scotty in Hey, good morning. You were asking for chocolate-covered things that we've eaten?
Yeah.
Taboo Grill in Lori has chocolate-covered crickets.
Were they good?
Yes, actually, it was like, you know when you eat popcorn and you get that little crunchy one in the bottom, that unpopped kernel? Imagine that covered in chocolate.
So you're talking about real cricket?
Yeah, real cricket. Yep.
I thought maybe cricket was that was the name of a different kind of candy or something. I didn't know.
Nope. They're actually dry roasted crickets, and they dip them in chocolate.
All right.
I'll take your word for it. I don't know if I'll try it.
I can't see Liz lining up for that one.
All right, you guys have a good morning.